Sure. So I think actually enablement of standards data interchange for security. We have something called a data exchange layer, which Intel has now put forward as going to be a standard for just, it comes from an Internet of Things background.
Standard for the country, or?
Well, just a standard actually that will be out there that people can write to. So like our partners are writing to it now, but it's going to be open for folks to actually be able to write to it, to be able to interchange, even for people that we call, co-opetition, or, Intel doesn't really look at anybody as a competitor necessarily, because a lot of folks use our stuff, right? So Intel Security Group might. But I think that the enablement of the tip of the spear goes to directly what Admiral's talking about, how their strategic plan itself, and if you're doing something in cybersecurity that is not directly related back to your strategic plan as an organization, then why are you doing it?
Excellent point.
So I think that alignment is also where we can help. I think sometimes folks believe that a bunch of different solutions kind of make you more secure, but I think the issue is that you have to make sure that you have a tightly integrated management aspect, a tightly integrated operational aspect to be able to get that visibility to do things in real time now. You were talking about proactive, and I do believe we've been very reactive in a lot of situations, and there's no silver bullet. I will say that over and over again. If someone comes to you and tells you they can solve all of your security problems, then more than likely that's not accurate. But what I do believe is that when you start to look at like the operational aspect of things, that you can't expect to do one thing and create it, but you can standardize a lot of these things. Sure. To make them to where you don't have to spend time on all of the white noise that you were having to before. I think sometimes we spend a lot of issues on just going back and doing all that.
Yeah, I think challenges for industry are, as we move to cloud and do everything else, is to stop back and reflect, and let's look at all the Band-Aid approaches we've taken for the last 20 years.
Yes, sir.
And let's look at comprehensive security and look at it as a totally different way to look at it. Forget about this idea that every time we have an incident we're going to come out with a patch, and we're going to come out with, let's step back and say, how can we secure the environment, and maybe we can get rid of a whole lot of that old stuff.
Well, look at the situation. Actually, we were talking about in the military, some of the DoD folks, how many applications they're getting rid of as they move to the cloud. Sure. I always say, don't take an application and put it into the cloud until you're sure that application should be in the cloud.
Absolutely.
A bad application here becomes a really bad application in the cloud.
Application